At Mac's school, we've got a wheelchair licensing program. We initially we didn't have to do anything. Mac had been at preschool and long day care with his peers, and they had naturally moved him around that environment, and our school was more than happy for that to continue once he got to kindergarten. The Department of Education weren't as comfortable with that, and so we needed to work out, one, why we were so sure we needed his peers to be moving him around, and two, whether it was worth fighting for. When we drilled down into the information and to try and find out what we were actually fighting for, we realised that it was actually really, really important to Mac's life long term. Mac's at a school with 300 students. We worked out in primary school alone he'll cross paths with 1,000 students. If those students aren't able to be his natural supports and aren't able to move him around, we send a message to those 1,000 students, their family, their extended family, that you can only be with Mac if you're paid to be there. And we just felt that was a really dangerous message to be sending out there, and it was a dangerous message for Mac, that he could only ever be supported by people paid to be there. So at the end of the day, when we looked at it, we actually realised that it was far more important that we fight for that than even him having his educational needs met. The school was very supportive. Department of Education were quite keen to help us work through it. And so we developed a scheme with the students as a learning opportunity where they went through risk assessments, they designed a program. We now have a program where the students get licences. There's different coloured licences based on different coloured push zones so that younger students can only push in safe flat areas. There's a red zone, which is an adult-only push zone, which might be a really steep hill, or, you know, if you're on an excursion on the streets in an unfamiliar territory. The kids designed all these rules. They were way stricter than we would have ever been. So now the message is these students have laminated licences that sit in their wallets. They are so proud of these licences. And so their families, their extended families, know about these licences, and in a roundabout way are learning about natural supports and how important that is. So it's a really great program. The students embrace the idea of the licences, but they also at the same time have got all this growth learning about natural supports, risk assessment, why you would do something, you know, even the difference between school rules and not school rules. So it's a great program, and in the end I'm pleased that we had the blockers to be able to create something so great.